Hello and welcome to the day in the life of a PhD student. I try and keep the crying to a minimum. No, I'm kidding. But this is more accurately like welcome to a day in the life of my PhD. Because like everyone's going to be a bit different. Oh, it's very dark in here. Hold on. Because it would depend on like the uni you're at, the discipline you're doing, the year you're in, loads of different things. But for context, hi, my name's Jamie. For those of you who are new here, and I am a second year psychology PhD student. I did an MSD, which is a master's by dissertation, which is also kind of called like a mini PhD. 2 years before I started my PhD, I'm pretty like on track to be completed in my third year. Broadly, my research is looking into the well-being and behavioural development of people who are transgender. I'm not going to go into too much detail about my research. I'm just going to talk about like a typical day for me. So I'm up earlier than I would typically be. I've just dropped my partner off to an exam. She's also doing a PhD, but she's in her first year, so she has a couple stats modules and exams to do. Not smug about it at all. And today basically consists of working from home in the morning, and then I've got 2 meetings in the afternoon with my supervisor and his master's students to see if I can help them with their projects. And then I'll be working in the office for the rest of the day, or maybe Shaba's office, it depends. Right now I'm just going to shower because like I literally just threw on anything this morning to go drop her in for an exam. It's 9 a.m. We left at like 8:15. So yeah, I'll catch you after. So this is my desk. I have my MacBook, which I hook up to a big monitor for working at home. I have loads of little bits and pieces and paraphernalia. Magic trackpad, keyboard, always need to have a pen. Phone charger. I don't know why I'm going through everything. This is my desk setup. This is my desk chair, it's not incredibly comfortable. So yeah, I just kind of took my time getting ready, I guess. The first thing I want to do today is write down my to-do list, like update it. I typically update my to-do list every time I meet with my supervisor because I get more work to do, or like I have stuff to tick off because it's done. So I'll update that and then basically just start getting on with stuff. I have like a priority list, so we'll start at the top and work our way through. It's not a to-do list just for today, it's more a to-do list for the term, which I then like continuously update as more things get added and some things get done. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so this is my notebook. I've had many of these over the years. Hold on, I will get the others. Hi. Ever since I started doing my undergraduate dissertation, I've kept a notebook. It was just the notebook I had in my bag when I went along to my first meeting with my now supervisor for my undergrad project, and I made some notes in it and I wrote down some ideas. I just used it throughout the year to carry on writing down my ideas, and then just from there I was like, I want to be consistent with the books I get. So the first one was Marvel, then I had Darth Vader, and then my partner got me a personalised Stormtrooper one. Adventure Time, little egg thing. I like the saying, it just felt accurate. Big Bang, and now Friends. And I got a new one for Christmas because the Friends one is nearly full, and that is Jaws themed. So I keep notebooks. It's where I write down my to-do lists, my meeting notes, just like my ideas. If I just need a bit of paper to write something down, they all go in there. So currently where I'm at with my PhD, I think this might be a bit boring, so if you don't really want to know much about where I'm at, you just want to know what I do in like day to day, then skip forward a couple minutes. But basically, what I'm doing at the minute is working on writing up mostly. So my thesis has 3 components. So I have 3 main studies, one that's looking into behaviour, one that's looking into well-being, and then one that's looking into sexual arousal. That one's a bit of a weird one. I've got 1 survey-based, 1 survey/lab-based, and then 1 lab-based experiment. I've finished collecting data on the behavioural element, and I've analysed that, and I've written up the chapter, and I'm now working with my supervisor to turn that into a published paper. It's just going back and forth, so many corrections, oh my god. The well-being aspect, I have just started collecting data on actually. I shared a survey online just the other day. Anybody can take part as long as you are over the age of 18, so feel free to go check out the link in the description box if you want to help me out with my research. Just as a warning, the scales are fairly restrictive in terms of being incredibly inclusive for all types of identities. I have tried my best, but I've had some feedback from some people who are non-binary where some of the answers were slightly difficult, but I did try my best and I really appreciate any feedback I get, and I hope it's not too bad. And also it does go quite in depth over mental health and how you feel about your physical appearance and stuff like that. So just as a warning. Then the third component, which is lab-based, the sexual arousal, I have completed collecting my data. That took a long time. Like testing days in the lab were long. Each participant took a couple of hours. I would test multiple a day for like big blocks of time, but that is done and I'm so happy. I'm still helping out in the lab with other people, but my aspect of that is finished, which I'm very happy about, but also sad because I kind of miss it. But you know, basically that means that what I have to do at the minute is corrections on the manuscript that's going back and forth between my supervisor. I just sent it off to him the other day, so I'll get that back in like a couple of weeks or something. Just monitor the data collection on the well-being stuff and keep kind of sharing that survey and getting responses on it, and tidy up my spreadsheet for the arousal data. And then in and around that, I'm also writing up my lit review, which will be my introduction of my thesis. It's already written up, I'm just going through and correcting it because my supervisor has looked over it. I'm writing up the introduction and methods for the well-being and arousal chapters where I don't have the finalized like analyzed data yet, and then obviously just working on the behavior manuscript with my supervisor. Okay, so that's like the rundown. I'm quite on track / a little bit further ahead than what would normally be expected at this stage in second year because I just started second year last October. I'm really happy with how things are going at the minute, but what I do need to do is just update my to-do list. So cool. So at the minute, basically the most important thing for me to do is to fix my data. I need to add in some demographic information from the survey and then add some final participants onto the main data spreadsheet, and then that's ready to analyze. So I need to do some preliminary analyses on that and then have a meeting with my supervisor at some point to do some more in-depth stuff and discuss it with him. I need to go through the introduction I've already written for my arousal chapter and the method for the arousal chapter as well. Both of those are written, but just they need correcting. I need to add in my references. And then I need to do the introduction and methods for my wellbeing chapter. The introduction is started, but it's not finished, and I haven't even started on the methods. I have like lots of different types of jobs. It's not just writing up, it's not just data analysis, it's not just data collection. I'm doing all three at the minute. I'm collecting data on a survey, I'm analysing my lab data, and I'm doing write-up across all of my chapters apart from the discussion because that needs to come at the end. So now I'm just gonna check my emails, make sure that nothing major has happened, make sure my meetings are still on for this afternoon. I'm going in for about 2 o'clock this afternoon, it's 10 a.m. at the minute, and then get on with fixing my data sheet. That's the main thing I want to get on with today, so yeah, come join me, yay! Spreadsheet time, yay! I actually quite enjoy working with spreadsheets. Like, I think I enjoy all components of my research, but my favourite is probably the fixing spreadsheets and doing the data analysis. It's just fun, I like numbers. Oh. We'll search it and so trawl through that thing. Oh, okay, can't find it, great. What's that? Six, 7, 8, 9 hasn't. 9. No, 0. It's done! We did it! Yay! I don't want to look at numbers anymore, but I want to check my results. Okay. Hello. I completely forgot you were in an exam and I answered the phone not thinking about like why is she calling me at 11:30. How did it go? Sometimes I just wish I could be a cat for a day, you know, just like have a day off from my brain. Okay, so updates to the spreadsheet are all done. Took me around the right amount of time that I expected it to. There's a couple bits not added in, but it's because it's not part of my survey. I'm not sure where to get it from. And then, ooh, hit the camera. And then I just did some like super quick like analyses just because, I don't know, if you do research when you get like your results in, the first thing is like, oh, I'm desperate, have I found what I've predicted? I've already run some kind of like preliminary analyses on this data, but I added in 9 new participants. So I was a bit like, ooh, what if I don't find what I found before? What if the new participants have like messed up my results? But it's not messed up. It's still there. It's still, oh my god, yes, I'm very happy. Lunchtime, I'm gonna eat my lunch. Probably do like just a little bit of like low-key reading through some stuff I've written, making a few like just easy corrections before I go in for my meeting. Have the meetings and then I'll stay in the office for the rest of the day. But I'll bring you along with me. I don't know how much I'll vlog in the office, and I definitely won't film in the meetings because that's just a little bit invasive. But I'll catch you up on everything that happens. Yeah, I don't know if this is boring. A day in the life of a PhD student. I look at numbers, I write, and I have meetings. Ta-da! And sometimes I cry, give up, and have a nap. I literally just filmed the whole bit and I wasn't recording. Okay, great. Anyway, I was telling you what I take with me. So when I go onto campus, I take with me my laptop. I take my notebook for notes. A pen. Never forget a pen. And I also take this, which has a ton of papers in it, and it's all my notes and my references and everything that's printed that I use to write up. So write up for my introductions and my method sections and everything, and print out some of the results because I just find it easier working off printed paper. I try and keep it to a minimum because I don't want to print unnecessarily, but I do find it easier. So yeah, I guess to catch up with you guys at some point. I don't know how this works. I've never done it before. But yeah, I am off to 2 meetings. I don't know what to expect. I'm home and I'm tired and I'm hungry and I want my dinner to cook faster. The meetings went fine. I didn't vlog whilst I was in the meetings, obviously, and then I didn't vlog whilst I was working because there's other people in the office, and 1, it's a bit weird, and 2, I didn't want to disturb anybody. But I got a lot done. Kind of. The spreadsheet was more complicated than I thought it was going to be, and I had to redo it several times because stuff kept going wrong with it. Can I tick anything off my list? I can. I added the survey demographics to the data, then I added my data into the main data sheet, and I did do some preliminary analyses, so that gets a half cross off because I did pretty much what I want to do, but just not very in depth. I didn't get on to doing any writing today, which I would have really liked to have done. It's okay because the spreadsheet's sorted, the data is fixed, the results are looking fantastic. I am so happy with that. It's 6:20. I started the work day at 10, so I think it's been a productive day. I hope you've enjoyed joining me on this day. It feels a bit empty. I think it's maybe because I'm just filming one day and it's just one aspect of my day. But today was a really good day to do it because sometimes I'm doing YouTube stuff during the day, and I wanted this to be a purely this is what I need to get done for my PhD, and this is the general structure of how I would get it done and stuff without distractions. Tomorrow is YouTube and PhD. I can't just not do it. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me on this day. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're in any kind of education and how you find it. I want dinner and then I want bed. Thank you again for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Much love. Bye.